We compiled this book called 2015.
When you've seen how people felt by the stories in our book when they read the book, they really cared about what we'd done and how much we'd put into our project. And
then another part to our project was Poverty Week, which we got to live a week in poverty. It was all about empathising with people in poverty, kind of walking in their shoes.
Our project was about gender inequality and we decided to make a difference. That's why we started this project. We really did achieve a lot. Our project was sent to the United Nations in New York conference in February 2008 and our project got into the Dáil and was presented to Deputy Peter Power.
We took on a project which was to raise awareness and funds for child labour in association with Concerned Stop Child Labour campaign. So we had a few awareness events within the school.
The whole point of our YSI project was to raise awareness about it, to make people aware what they're buying, where it's coming from.
Our teacher, Miss Lee, she wasn't a teacher, she was a facilitator.
She helped us along the way, but we decided what we wanted to do. She gave us places where we could find information about what we wanted to do.
But it was up to us to get the work done and to do what we wanted.
I don't have all the answers and it's kind of refreshing. It makes me a better teacher, I think, in my regular classroom to have the DevEd experience.
The teacher engages with the students, and I suppose instead of you do your usual homework and you come back in and you have exams and you have to study, in the development education situation you're in the classroom and you discuss topics.
One of the rules of development education is that you have to listen. You know, that it's about opinions and it's not just factual things. You have to take into account sort of things like religion, people's culture, etc. when you're going to debate an issue.
To see our students who have actually gone and visited Ethiopia and Africa to come home with the story firsthand and to relate it is a wonderful achievement and a wonderful experience.
In Fisher, me and I think 6 other lads went out to Calcutta to work for 16 days, and that was doing DevEd kind of was one of the key motivating factors in doing that. And I suppose as well we felt that kind of once we went out there, we were like DevEd giving us these tools, we weren't going out ignorant like.
We went to Colombo in Zambia, which is in southern Africa. We went there primarily to work in schools for 2 weeks. You learn so much from them. It's incredible the things they can teach you. I suppose the fact that you should never judge a book by its cover.
When you see these people as actual people and not just these kind of starving bellies, and meeting these people who are intelligent, exceptionally bright people.
And it's just such a shame that they don't have access to the facilities that we have, especially education.
And you kind of do see that it's far deeper than just people don't have food. And DevEd kind of gives you these tools to unravelling, I suppose, a bit. It makes you less naive.
The great thing about development education is applying that practical experience in the classroom. I think anyone can do development education. I don't necessarily think you have to go overseas, because I think there are lots of examples of inequality and poverty in Ireland as well.
For teachers thinking of teaching DevEd, the syllabus is there. It was written by teachers, for teachers. It works, it's real. The resources are fantastic. You could have DVD, you could have worksheets, you could have guest speakers, you could have photo packs.
We watched films and stuff like Shooting Dogs and looked at this book 80-20 to do with the imbalance of the way that the world's wealth is distributed.
We watched the film Hotel Rwanda, and it was great. The students were really, really interested in it. It brought up the topic of genocide and loads of moral issues and brought up loads of discussion points, and it really brought up real issues for the students that they could, identify with, seeing things on the news and seeing a real story.
There is a wealth of resources out there to support teachers.
They have numerous visitors, numerous workshops where they work together themselves, but also with at least groups or clusters of 3 and 4 different schools.
And the resources are all online on the website, and it makes it easy for teachers to teach this DevEd programme.
It's really important as well that teachers know that they can just pick up the phone to various organisations if they're looking for support.
I loved the course and I gained so much from it.
One of the best experiences of my life. and I'd say it has changed my outlook on everything completely.
It was really good. It was probably the highlight of the last 2 years, 3 years of school. With the statistics and the learning you get from development education, you see kind of how bad the world is in a sense.
The way you carry out your life, your lifestyle, the way you think about stuff like, say, buy fair trade, or you think about the people behind the statistics.
It kind of inspires you a lot, and it kind of gives you a sense that if we don't do something, who will, kind of a thing. So it does kind of make you want to get involved.
It's affected me, and it's definitely helped me in my studies I'm doing now in third level. In terms of politics and law, human rights law, it's definitely helped me.
I've seen the students going through the DevEd programme, and their career choices and their work experience placements are very much affected by the experiences that they've had during the DevEd programme.
I was doing work experience in 4th year in a research centre, and with experience in development education as well, found that you could use science to help the developing world. So I kind of changed my mind about what course I wanted to do in college, and chose to do a science degree and to hopefully get involved in doing disease research, looking for cures for diseases in the developing world.
I do know I want to give something back. I know I want to do something for these people. I know there's something a bit more than, buying a house and buying a car and raising a family. There's a bit, leaving something there. What I would love to do is, when I leave this world, I'd love to know that I've left it in a better place than it would be when I've come. And I think a lot of people think about that, but they just need to know that they can do it. It really is possible.
It gives me great satisfaction as well to see them grow in confidence, not just the curriculum growth and knowledge, but also personal development, and they go out there with a desire to do something, to be an agent of change.
I would certainly endorse development education in every school in Ireland if that were possible.
We would encourage other students to partake, we would encourage other schools, we would encourage anybody.
You should really get involved. Like, you can express your opinion so much more, and you feel like you're important and you can actually make a difference.
This year is the first taste we've got of it. If we had been learning it from primary school up, we'd have more of an idea about it, and there'd be a lot more done in the world maybe about development goals and different projects like that.
In Leaving Cert, they're looking at introducing a new subject, politics and society. And definitely in that course, development education could be incorporated into it. This knowledge will not only benefit them socially, they'll become passionate about these issues, but they can also continue it on to the Leaving Cert and continue it on to third level as well.
You have an opportunity in every school to use the talents, to use all of the resources that you've picked up in your teacher training. It is an amazing opportunity to get involved, for example, in debating, opportunities to get involved with YSI, the Young Scientists exhibition. So it's an opportunity for a new teacher to make an impact on the school.
I've been in many schools and I can see the fantastic work that has been done in them. You have at your fingertips a group of really active, diverse young people who are willing to take action.
Simply by exchanging ideas and exploring their own thoughts and becoming comfortable with who they are and why they think like they do, I think all of that helps them to react and to act in a way that just makes the whole school community and school environment a happier place and a nicer place to be.
And eventually, as the years go on, DevEd issues becomes a topic of conversation in the corridors of your school. And it's like the way we do things.
You're able to see what your goal is, what you have to do, how the difference that you can make, the difference that one individual can make, the difference a class can make, the difference a year group can make. Development education shows that it's not just governments, it's not just NGOs, it's the grassroots, it's the students and it's the people that really make a difference, that can change the world.
We know in terms of global injustice that it's hugely dependent on the relationship between rich countries and poor countries. It's all to do with the lifestyle we have in developed countries. The challenge is to change that, to have a more sustainable world, to have greater equality. That's going to come about with increased awareness. It's part of official government policy that everybody should be exposed to these issues in development education.